Hey there guys, it's Joey, and this is sort of going to be a part 2 on the Dark Goddess healing video, because apparently, and I already knew this, but hey, working through stuff when you follow a Dark Goddess is never going to be simple. And for the past week I have basically been looking at dealing with and feeling everything to do with the very real possibility of death. Not mine, although parts of it feels like a death in me, but I'm trying not to be overly dramatic about things. There's 2 older women who have been in different circumstances to do with death, and it's difficult, and I thought I would do the video again and talk about it, and I've had feedback saying it, the other video helped people, and it helps me to talk out loud about it, just sort of unfiltered and just talk. It does help. So first and foremost, there is my Nana, who's an older lady, and she has cancer, and it's only a matter of time. And now she's got a chest infection and her body's not fighting it properly because of the cancer. So that's a ticking clock. And it's made worse by the fact that I have a complete conflict of emotions, because for half of my life, more than half, till I was 18 and everything, family trauma happened, she was my main parent, my only real parent, the person I went to for help, for advice. And she loved me as I was. Never, it was none of this, what you're doing for me, that so plagues my life. And then everything changed with the family trauma, because she basically cut me out of her life because I took my father to court. Over what he did to me and my sister. And he was living there. He could still be living there. And that felt like a stab in the heart at a time where I was already in pieces. And now I don't really have contact with her. I've spoken to her a few times on the phone, but it's strained and difficult. I've written her the odd letter here and there. I wanted her to know at one point that I appreciated everything she'd done for me in my childhood, because I wouldn't have made it out alive without her. I wouldn't have. The main source of news I'm getting is through my other sister, who I don't really have contact with. And I know that her son, my Nana's son, my father, will manipulate the situation to do with finances, should the worst happen. And the fact that I have to live with that thought in the back of my mind at a time like this, symptomatic of the horrors that my parents put me through. I know it'll happen. And then yesterday I went to see a family friend. Older lady again, 60s. I'm not going to discuss it at length because it's not my experiences, not my right to do so, but she was suicidally depressed. And while she was there, she talked about that she basically wanted to die, and the only reason she didn't is because her husband loves her so much and has been looking after her and would do anything. Do anything for her. So I hope us going there helped. That's why we went. We were asked, so we went. Something the last day or two has taught me is the interesting reactions of people. My sister and my sisters, my best friend and my blood sister, so both my sisters, have been invaluable to me. They made me laugh this morning, and I woke up remembering how I used to feel when everything first happened with the family trauma. I used to wake up wishing I hadn't. And it wasn't quite that bad this morning, but it was pretty bad. Like you wake up and you feel the pain slam in your chest. That's what it felt like this morning. And thank God for them. Thank God and Goddess for them. Because they just made me laugh this morning. And it just broke through a little bit and helped strengthen me. And I know that there was divine love behind it, giving me the kindness I needed from a few different multiple sources. There are some people who have never physically met me and will probably never physically meet me because some of them are in America. I mean, it's not impossible, but still. And they show immeasurable kindness and concern. And then there are some people who are supposed to love you more than anything, and they're treating you like dirt. It made me realise today that a thought that went through my head as a result of all this. If anybody ever makes fun of you, they don't really like really seriously, is making fun of you, like laughing at you to cause you pain. They don't deserve to be in your life. That's not to do with anybody specific, but that thought has been circling through me today. It also made me think about a few bits and pieces of changing up my life a bit, which the seeds are there, and I'm gonna probably go read and look into things. It's to do with careers more than anything else, in case anybody panics. It's not to say I won't still be doing this. I love this. The store, I love doing that too. But part of me feels like when you start to deal with the very real face of death, and when you follow a dark goddess, this is what it looks like. It's not easy. People will quickly find out it's not easy. I've never been afraid of death, of my own death. I know there are certain people who, when they're gone, it'll be the end of me. I think my two sisters are prime examples of it. I couldn't live without them. And we look at our own lives as a result of this and realise, at least I do, I feel like I've lived 100 different lives and died and started again. And I've lost so much. Some people barely have to lose anything, and they don't really understand. You know, they'll lose someone through death, and they hurt. And it's bad to lose someone you love. It's not quite the same when you're not sure how to feel. Because there are 1,000 different experiences, some which were life-alteringly good and some which were life-alteringly bad. And it's even worse when it's a ticking clock and you don't even know what to do. Half of me is like, should I go to Nottingham and just be there for a while and try and see her and try to push past all of it? And I don't know how bad it is right now, because I can't trust the information coming to me because I've been lied to before about how bad things were. I don't know if going there, because you can sense that death is approaching, is like a really terrible thing to do, or a really necessary thing to do. It probably is necessary, and I think I'm probably going to have to do it. As reluctant as she'll probably be to see me. And the horrifying possibility that it's putting me in harm's way. To do it. I don't even know how to even start thinking how to address this. And that's why I wanted to talk about it, clinging on to my obsidians for dear life, and Bran's here too. It never rains. Have you noticed that? It never rains, but it pours. At least in my experience. It's never just one thing. It's always a tangled mess of things. And you're always surprised by the people who don't pull through for you as much as you are by the ones that do. I mean, I'm not surprised that my sister and my best friend for me. They've been there for me over the years. And I love them. I'm grateful for them. Lives are such difficult things. And they're never simple. It always throws into sharp relief all the little niggles as well, all the little stuff. Oh god, I'm sure the haters are going to have a field day with this one, but hey. It's just true. I keep dancing around with death recently. Seeing what it looks like, seeing what it feels like, seeing what people are going through. People are dying. Parts of people's life are just ending, for better or worse. And I think part of me is starting to change. Maybe I've been changing for a long time, and the process is incredibly painful and difficult. Maybe that's more close to the mark. And all of it, of course, threw into sharp relief my very real problems and fears of not being loved for who I am, just loved for me, because I'm difficult. Because my Nana did, until all of this ripped all of our lives apart. And she made that decision. And I was alone. And I've struggled ever since. When you're an advice giver, people forget you need help too. You make mistakes, some bigger than others, and then it feels a bit like clawing your way back through life sometimes. So this is where I'm at. I don't know
how quiet or not I'll be. I'm going to be doing some work, some store-related stuff. Probably not today, because I'm obviously upset today, and I need to just carry on with my healing work that I've been doing all day, which is what I'm going to be doing all day. But later in the week I'm going to do some, just to throw myself into something which is productive and creative and I enjoy, and to connect with spirit to help push me through. So that's going to be it for today. Many blessings.